might think the GT86 is quite drifty anyway, but
Yeah.
I don't know about you, I always thought what it could really do with is another, what, 50 horsepower?
Yeah, 50, yeah. Or 100.
Yeah, I mean, you just you want a turbo, don't you, basically?
When I drive them, I always think they just don't feel like 200 horsepower cars.
Yeah, you do have to wring the neck of them, don't you?
Yeah, you do. The only thing I've ever think these cars have wanted for is more power, basically.
Yeah.
And you can't put skinnier tyres on because they already come on Prius tyres.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
right, well, this is like special edition.
Yeah.
Well, it's a one-off, really.
okay.
Sunny D, Tenacious D,
So let's just do
Initial D.
Initial D.
Initial D.
Okay.
There's this guy who was a tofu delivery lad or something. And
Really?
anyway, yeah, he drove an AE86,
All right.
Corolla AE.
Cool car.
So this is like one of those. But so it's got the wheels. So it's got the same Prius tyres.
Okay.
But they put on a bigger rim, which is supposed to give, I suppose, a better look and a bit more
So
steering
it's stretched.
precision.
It's the stretch look.
But the fancy thing, you've got control of.
Okay. All right.
Right, so to make this car even more drifty than usual, instead of 50 horsepower, turn the ESC off. You get adjustable stiffness dampers. It's a tame system.
Okay.
Costs about 1,800 quid fitted.
Yep.
Which is not bad, is it, actually?
Not
I
bad
think it's
at all.
alright, actually, for a full damper
Yeah,
kit.
not bad at all.
At the minute, it's in full comfort soft.
Okay.
But if you stiffen up the back,
Yep. It will make
that
it
should
more...
make it even more drifty than
Okay.
before.
So why don't we play a game? Why don't we do, I've got an idea, I'm going to just have a play with it
Right.
and see what kind of difference it makes, but also that's going to test your road testing ability.
Oh,
so
I
you
like
should
it.
be able to say to me, actually, Mauro, I can feel
Oh, yeah,
5% difference in the stiffness there.
Yeah, alright, okay.
Okay, yeah, let's see if you can notice anything.
So have you changed it?
I've done one of the preset, it's got 3 presets on it.
Oh, okay.
I've put a preset on it.
That still feels... I don't know, that still feels relatively soft to me, at both ends.
To be fair, it is.
Maybe
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit.
it's gone up. I've put it on level 2, which is the road setting.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you're spot on there. You are still a respected road tester for.
Oh, what can I tell you? I'm still the worst car reviewer on the internet.
Hello. Okay, let's try that.
Have you changed it again?
I've changed it again.
Oh, okay. Now, is it much more drifty? Well, it is a bit. It probably needs a bit more quarter speed,
Yeah.
maybe, but yeah.
I mean,
it's
Yeah, it feels different in here.
It knocks the wind out of you,
I can
doesn't
feel my moves juggling.
It still wants more.
Yeah, it still needs more grunt,
On
yeah.
a dry day, you know, anything other than a tight second gear bend.
I mean, it's clearly made a difference.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, it gives my moves a workout.
Oh, mind you, you've got to judge the corner entry speed, haven't you? Because it still doesn't.
Okay, nice.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
You still got to work it so hard
Yeah.
to get it, isn't it? It's not like a big. It's not like even an M3 or something like that where you just give it a lot.
That is part of the charm of the car, though, isn't it? You kind of.
Yeah, I think so. You've got to be totally on it, haven't you? You've got to be. I mean, it's at its best when it's driven up to its lateral limits,
Yeah.
and then it, rather than just booting it from a, you know.
It's forgiving once it's going, but actually you've got to really drive it hard.
You've almost got to, you know, it wouldn't hurt sometimes to actually pop the clutch, would it?
Oh,
Just
do you know
to get
what?
it
I was
going?
about to say, give it a clutch pop. I reckon that's it. Nice. Yeah. Right. I'm going to leave the rear on the stiff because ultimately we need as little amount of grip as we can. I've got the front on full soft, so.
Oh, that's interesting.
Front's on full soft. Give us a bit more lean. A bit more weight off the rear wheels.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, let's get going.
All right, there you go. Oh, lovely. Yeah, transition, beautiful. That's good. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really nice.
But it just
It's
it
hard,
needs
isn't it?
more poke to push all the way through it.
It's just been a nice experiment because actually you really can notice when you're changing the suspension setting.
Yeah, totally.
It's one of those, sometimes you get in cars
totally.
and you think, no, I can't really, I'm not sure if I can feel any difference.
Yeah.
But I really can in this.
Yeah, just straight away.
And it's definitely made a difference. I can definitely see how it makes a difference.
Yeah.
But if you're listening, it needs another 50 horsepower at least.
1,800 quid.
Yeah.
Could you get a turbo for 1,800 quid? Because if you want to go sideways, that is
Might be,
probably the more
Wonder if you
effective.
can,
the more effective way of doing it.
So, Mountune
Yeah.
Focus RS.
Look at this.
We've got a really technical tech spec sheet. That's what's on it, Matt.
Right, so standard focus, 350 metric horsepower,
Yep.
just what, 345 or whatever.
Yep.
This raises it to 375 power upgrade boost. Oh, it sounds good, doesn't it?
Sounds nice.
Now it gets that because it's got a high performance air filter, bespoke alloy crossover duct with high performance silicon hoses, upgraded air recirculation valve, revised software tuning for the ECU, basically. Any Mountune appointed Ford dealer for £899 including VAT plus an hour and a half of labour. So it's a 36 grandish car, isn't it?
Okay.
That's not bad, you know. It's quite a lot of performance for that.
Not bad.
Oh, it's got things.
I've turned it off. Right,
Go on,
that's
what have you
ESP
got?
off. So, the drift mode, I've driven this car before, not this particular one, but I always found the drift mode a bit of a gimmick. And for this to be a real drift mode for me, it's going to need to do power oversteer.
Yeah.
So not just
Yeah,
lift off oversteer.
yeah, totally.
So if
Yeah.
it doesn't do a power oversteer,
That's not drift mode, is it?
yeah, I'm not convinced it's got a drift mode.
Yeah.
So let's see what it does.
It's quite fast though.
Yeah. So yeah, there's your lift off oversteer,
Yeah.
which you will do.
Yeah,
But it was
I wasn't alarmed
Yeah.
at all. It's quick. I mean, if it was just lap times and stuff, this would
Yeah.
murder a GT86, wouldn't it?
So let's see if we can get it to power oversteer. Understeer. That's not in
difficult.
drift mode yet. That's just
So what we're in at the minute, a fairly standardish.
fairly standardish.
Let's let go on a
let's go.
lift,
It's
doesn't
quite
it?
easy to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'll give it one more chance around this corner here. Nah, it's not going to power oversteer, is it? Oh.
Oh, and it whooshes a bit as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is nice.
So it will lift off oversteer.
So it's standard, right? If I get this gearbox and everything right,
Yep.
it's typically 70% to the back, 30% to the front, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, and there's an open diff, but there is a clutch either side of the rear diff, isn't there?
Yep.
And there is optionally, but this does not have it. This recent addition to the option is a proper limited slip front differential. But I haven't tried one of those yet.
Yeah.
We will do soon, actually.
Okay, so
This
I've
one doesn't have it.
put
Anyway, so
in
go on, what are we in?
drift mode now.
Oh, excellent.
So this is our tight section.
It's a bit more.
I can definitely feel a bit more torque going to the rear axle.
I
but-
can from here, actually.
Yeah, you can feel it a bit more mobile, but yeah, just give it a bit of a flick. As soon as you get back on the power, it straightens up.
Yeah, I think despite drift mode, it just wants to pull itself. Feels like it wants to pull itself out. I mean, it's clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a clever four-wheel drive system. I think
Yeah.
it's as clever as a
It's quick.
GTR or something.
Yeah.
It's really, you know,
It is.
yeah, they're getting the most out of what traction it has.
Yeah.
Which car has the more convincing drift mode?
Nearer. Because the GT86 needs more power.
Yeah, and this needs less power to the front.
Exactly. I don't know, it's where you can.
It's not a drift, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of. It's just.
It's just not. I don't know.
It's like, you know, it's like that's not flying, that's
No.
falling with style, isn't
Yeah,
it? That's,
exactly.
do you know what I mean? It's that sort of.
It's more entertaining than I remember, but
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, it's not drifting.